Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Pranav, ET, for inviting us and sharing our story. What we have tried to build here at BluSmart is something which is extremely simple, trying to build a more humane face of mobility. We've always believed in the principles of people, planet, and prosperity. So we want to do good for our driver partners. We want to do good for our customers. We want to do good for the planet by operating an all-electric ecosystem. And of course, be more prosperous while doing all of this, being very true to our shareholders and being very true to the business that we are trying to build. So that's a little about us. So we started this journey in a slightly more difficult way than what everybody else had anticipated. We thought that we will not go in for the aggregator model. Typically, ride-hail companies are aggregators wherein a lot of driver partners come in, they deploy their cabs onto the platform, and then there is these two large giants who kind of mix and match how rides will happen. What we did was that we said, to ensure a great customer service and to ensure that our customers are always delighted, we need to own the entire ecosystem end to end. And while doing that, we will all be 100% electric, because going electric is good for the environment. Two, it's good for our own profitability. Electric fuel is 7-8 times cheaper than diesel fuel and 5-6 times cheaper than CNG fuel. So it makes sense to go 100% electric, and we'll do it the full stack way and not the aggregator way. So that's been the founding tenet of how BluSmart formed, which is we'll be full stack, we'll own all our cars, we will own all our charging stations, and we will have driver partners who come to work for us without owning the asset. And that will mean that the driver partners come without the hassle of asset ownership, and they drive better, they look after the customer better, because the driver partner at the end of the day doesn't have to bother how will I pay my EMI, how will I pay my fuel price, etc., which just means a better customer experience for our customers. So that's been the founding tenet of what we did. It was a decently difficult problem to solve for. And kudos to our tech team, the charge team, and the operations team who actually pulled it off. When we started pre-COVID, electric car ranges were just about 110 kilometers. Today, they have gone to about 200 kilometers plus. At that time, it was, to ensure that every car that reaches our customer has adequate charge. And to ensure that when it has adequate charge, it also has a charge to get back to a charging station or do another ride. That means that we always needed a lot of data coming in real time from all the cars that were on the road. So we had to build tech to get data from all the cars. We had to embed it in our algorithms and then mix and match rides to say that if your trip distance is 20 kilometers, you are going in a rainy day, there might be a traffic jam, or you are going on a holiday, which means that on a holiday day, which means that you will travel faster. So how will various scenarios play out of how much charge will get consumed, and hence we need to match the car which has adequate charge to your trip. And after the car is devoid of charge, the car also needs to go back to the appropriate charging station so that it can also be charged at the right time. It shouldn't be the case that the car reached at a particular charging hub and it was all queued up and there were a lot of other cars which were standing. So it was a lot of decent amount of tech that we had to build to get this through. Just because we started just before COVID, and during the 15, 18, 20 months of COVID, we were pretty much at home with zero revenue. It gave us all of the time to go and build this tech stack. So we could improvise further of how we wanted to kind of optimize this extremely complex mix and match problem of saying how will driver partners, cars, customers, and charging hubs talk to each other, and all of this will run in a seamless manner so that the customers always get a 5-star experience. So that's been a decently tough problem that we have been able to accomplish here at BluSmart. I'll go From a problem statement perspective, we've already mentioned, but the customers, there were problem statements for customers which was around huge amount of cancellations which was there with our competitors, dirty cars which was there with our competitors, and zero environmental impact. We tried to solve all of that by saying that we will be a zero search platform, we will be a zero cancellation platform, and try to be true to the environment by going 100% electric. For the driver partners, we wanted to be very clear that you come to the platform without the hassle of asset ownership. Keep your mind calm and just focus on what you know best, which is to drive the car. Don't focus on how will I finance the car. Don't focus on how will I get the fuel for the car. Don't focus on any of that. Just focus on driving the car properly, safely, taking our customers from point A to point B in a nice manner. So that was the only problem statement that was given to the driver partner. And for us, of course, we want to be the first ride-hail company ever in the world which actually turns profitable, and we are very close to it. So for everybody's reference, there is no ride-hail company in the world, including the largest of the companies which have ever turned profitable till now. And a young little company operating out of your backyard in Delhi, Gurgaon, is going to be the one which is going to turn profitable very soon. So that was another problem statement that we wanted to solve. And going electric is the key reason behind that, because our fuel prices have been extremely competitive when it comes to in compares to diesel and CNG. And as you would know, for a ride-hail company, fuel cost is the largest component of cost that we have. While we have been able to build out a ride-hail company, what is a less underappreciated fact about our business is the extent of huge charging infrastructure that we have been able to develop. So if you look at today, we operate about 1.2 million square feet of charging infrastructure. About 90, 80, 85% of this is in Delhi-NCR, and about 15% of this is in Bangalore. We have 32 large charging hubs, more than 4,600 fast chargers and slow chargers put together. This is a huge amount of infrastructure that any single company in the country operates, or any single company in the world which operates. So extremely large. This is the backbone of how BluSmart operates. This is how all our cars get charged in time. All the cars that our customers ask for reach in time. Huge amount of charging infrastructure. It takes a lot of effort to build out these, courtesy the fact that you need a lot of land. You need land in central places. You don't need land at Manesar. You need land in Connaught Place. You need land in Vasant Vihar. You need land in Nehru Place. You need land in Greater Kailash. To find these areas and then to get adequate amount of power to these areas. For example, one of these charging hubs consumes about between 1 and 1.5 megawatt of power, which is the same which this hotel will be consuming. So from a power consumption perspective, we are power guzzlers, and from that perspective, we had to get huge amount of power connections into the charging hubs to ensure that these cars can get adequately charged and be always on the road. So this was, apart from the tech problems which were there was a huge amount of infrastructure problems we had to also solve for being the front leader in this electric mobility revolution, to say that the country is absolutely devoid of any charging infrastructure, and how do we get BluSmart to build out this charging infrastructure. And the good news is all of this charging infrastructure is also going to open up for common public very soon. We are testing our app, so you can take your personal cars, other fleet owners can take their own cars to these charging hubs, and this we believe will also catalyze more electric mobility, more electric cars to come into the ecosystem. Last but not the least, we have been extremely careful about how we take care of our driver partners, and we believe that our single most competitive edge over anybody who's our competition is that our driver partners are more happier, our driver partners are paid well. In fact, if you would go to what was a Fair Work study which happened just about a week back, BluSmart, being a young company, scored second highest in how much we are able to provide, second highest in India, on how much welfare we are able to provide, or how much fair are we to our gig economy workers. So we have been always focusing that the key moat for the business is the tech that we have built, the charging infrastructure that we have built, and the happy drivers that we have. This is basically what is leading to a great experience that we are able to deliver to most of our customers. And pardon us if we are sometimes not on track. Do write to us, and we will fix those. We'll fix those issues. Although we try that every ride that we serve is almost perfectly done. Thank you. I hope this was useful for all of you. Thank you.